I gotta head to Tractor Supply and pick the dogs up some dog food. What's up, buddy? We are back. Picked up 50-pound bag of dog food, and I also picked up 12 more waters for me and Irvin. That way we can feed these guys tonight. Pretty chilly out here. It's about 45 degrees today. I'm gonna head out to the shop and try to get some machines done. Let's fire on the lights. I'm gonna keep the door shut since it's so cold and try to keep some of this wind off of us. We gotta finish up this dryer. It belongs to somebody. It had a mouse nest right at the end of where the element goes. We're gonna replace the element, clean it up, re-grease the wheels, try to get it put back together today. Pulled out one of my good dryers, got it turned on. We're trying to blow as much warm air as we can. It's pretty cold in here. It's not going to get any warmer, so we're going to do what we can. It's not very well insulated, but it is what it is. I'm getting ready to take off these two drum wheels and the belt tensioner wheel. We're going to get them cleaned up, re-greased. 3 wheels on this front end that I got to re-grease as well. I'm also going to find the brand new element, put it inside the casing, reinstall it, and then start piecing it back together. The 2 drum wheels and the belt tensioner wheel removed. Got the can of grease out. We're getting ready to clean them up and re-grease them. The dryer out on the pad. We're going to clean it up a little bit more. I got all the big stuff taken out, but we're going to blow it out, get all the little things gone too, and then we'll start this process. Put on these new goggles I found in the load. I think they're safety goggles is what they said. There is a mouse poop in this dryer because there was a mouse nest in here and I don't want to get it in my eyes. Woo, dusty. My primary objective was to get this exhaust cleaned out. That's more important than the body. Cleaned up, re-greased, and reinstalled these 3 wheels. Got a brand new element reinstalled, hooked the casing back up. Got all the sensors and wires connected. This is the old heating element. It's still good, but it's starting to crack. It'll go bad pretty soon. While we're already here doing all this, we might as well replace it. Got the 3 wheels removed. I'm going through, cleaning them up. There was a good bit of hair on them. This one still got some hair. I got to clean it up. That way we can ensure that these wheels will be moving nice and smoothly. You enjoying yourself? Quite the bit of buildup on this thing. I got that second triangle removed. Just pretty much take it off by hand. Grab the rag, wipe it down a bit. Want to make sure these shafts are nice and clean before we re-grease them. Another step in the process complete. All 3 of the wheels are cleaned up, re-greased, moving nice and smoothly. Let's get it brought back inside. I got the back panel set and lined up. Because this dryer was in such bad condition, I ended up taking it off, which I don't typically do. And then we'll move on to getting the inside put back together. Got the rim, both sides cleaned up on the drum. Nightfall is arriving quickly. Wipe the drum. There we go. What we'll do now, give me that belt. Let's see where the track is there. Put my glove off. Then release the tensioner. There it goes. Nice. From what I can feel, everything is good to go. I do see what looks to be flosser. Sure, we pull all these wheels to the front. Don't forget to hook this wire up. It's getting colder by the minute out here is what it feels like. Let's get this exhaust hooked up. Next up, before we can put the front end on and put the top end on, got to put this piece back in place. If you look back at Friday's video, you'll see me tearing this thing apart. There was a big mouse nest here, and inside the element, there was a bunch of, looked like lima beans that a mouse had drug in there. Also, this thing was pretty dirty. We're bringing her back to life. Put the screws in little piles here. That way I know what goes where. Find the star bit for this. The shoe that fits. This This goes to the head unit that we'll install last. Now that we got that on, wire's hooked up here. This wire goes to that. Slowly but surely, we are inching closer and closer to the end. Wire gets fed through here. We won't connect it yet, just in case. This sits on here. You can connect it. We're getting ready to see if all this work was worth it. Should be. Everything seems to be back in order. I've got the screws across the bottom installed. These last bit of screws on, then we'll get the top end installed. Let's get the lint trap put back in place. This end is complete. They only go in one way and they each have a slot, so you can't mess it up. Last thing to do is put a cord on it before we put it all back together. But for the most part, it's there. Rundi, Mr. Oli. He's a good boy. Got a pair of my shoes last night. A pair of my work shoes, huh? Moment of truth. Dryer is hooked up. We're getting ready to see if it works. Put it on a quick time dry. Nice. That's just one step. Spinning nice and smooth, nice and quiet. The next test. Oh yeah, blowing nice. Heat. Seems to be another one complete. I'm gonna let it finish out this quick little cycle while I go run my sprints. And then if it all checks out, we're gonna finish putting all the final touches and screws. And that'll be another job complete. We're gonna close it out in the shop for tonight. It's getting cold. Sunset is here. We'll get the dogs fed, call it a night. We'll be back out here tomorrow.